Oh, Ernie. Poor, poor Ernie. If only you knew. Ah yes, Yo Chicken Bros, what's up? It's your boy Smile here, coming at you with a brand new video. And I'm here today to talk to you guys about something that happened a few days ago, actually. I was planning on making a video on it, but then bigger news hit with Elon and Twitter. And I already see some people in the comments saying, Smile! Opti did a video on this. Opti did a video on this. Yeah, I know. I had a whole different setup plan. Like, I had different, photos, different tweets and everything. I was looking into it myself, and next thing you know, Optimus had made a video on it. I mean, it was kind of just, I did my research, I guess he did his and made his video, so I'm still going through with this one. Anywho, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell, man, ring a ding ding. And with all that being said, let's get into today's video now, shall we? So what the basis of this video is that I'm going to show you 3 of the dumbest tweets I found and kind of explain what this is, honestly. I don't understand how they can say what they've said, which is, and I quote, that Anne Frank, yes, the Anne Frank, the Jew who got killed in a internment camp in the middle of World War II, had quote-unquote white privilege. Now I'm going to go and show you this first tweet. Okay, so this first tweet says that, and I quote, "But Anne Frank got a book publishing deal in the middle of a war. Isn't that white privilege?" That was her diary. If you want me to be honest with you, I'm sure a lot of people who have read that book have felt a bit of guilt for reading her diary that she didn't consent to allowing to be public reading. Honestly, I felt guilty about reading it. But here's the thing. That wasn't published for monetary gain. I personally don't know if the father got a single lick of money from the publishing. I have no idea. But you know what I do know? Because of her book, so many people understand the concern and the hardships that she faced within that war. Nothing about that had to do with white privilege. White privilege, by its definition, or at least from what I've understood it to be, is that you can walk into a store and get a job easier. Or I could walk in with a black guy and the black guy be seen as a bit less, somehow. Which, to be honest, that makes it sound bad for black people. They're better than what they're gonna say they are if they believe in this kind of stuff. They are better than that. We are all on an equal playing field. And when it comes down to race, what does it matter? Yes, I understand. There was a slave issue within America within the beginning of, well, its creation. Slavery was around. I mean, slavery has been a part of human life, well, at least in the past. It was a part of human life. There is still slaves today. And I don't think that we should, hold on to that grudge. I mean, yeah, I get it. It was horrific. It was a horrible thing to do. It was a horrible thing for what may have been my own ancestors to do. But what does that have to do with me? What have I done to hurt you? I mean, I can understand that I need to be a bit cautious with this, and I am. Because white people have done harm to, slavery and all that. I understand that there may be a bit of conflict there. And I'm willing to lend a hand out and say, look, I'm not going to do you no harm. We chill. If you cool, you cool. But I don't even know why I went to that tangent. Let's go into the second one now, shall we? Okay, this one's gonna make me lose some brain cells. Whatever Anne Frank got, a black person would have gotten it 100 times worse. That's white privileged. I'm tired of explaining it to you dense, ignorant people. Okay, well, I am neither dense within my own mind. I am in fact a very open-minded person and willing to reason. Nor am I ignorant, as I have spent time studying many subjects, including World War II, because of its importance. And let me explain to you why what you're stating does not add up to me. Sure, I am no expert on World War II. I am no world-class historian on World War II. But the Nazi Party's belief was that they should get rid of all people that were not blonde hair and blue-eyed. All people, correct? Now, within Germany itself, there would be little black people. That's not a racist statement to make. By geography, they would have mostly, maybe in Germany, maybe some European descent, maybe some Jewish descent, obviously. But African American mainly would have to be tourists. Because, as the word states, African means that those kinds of people, those colored, would be in Africa. That's why we can't say for certain that they would have had it 100 times worse. Because we don't know what their goal was. At the end of the day, Anne Frank, to the Nazis, wasn't human. It was cattle. She was cattle to them. Something to be brought to the slaughter. Compare that to slaves, okay? Slavery was something that was forced labor. Slaves had a purpose. Under the minds of the slavers, they had a purpose. That was to do work for them and basically be property, right? That is a huge difference. And I can't imagine what would be worse than watching as your family dies around you. Being put into a gas room, a gas chamber, anything. Any of that. That is horrific. Yes, I get it. I understand. Black people had it hard back in the day. I get that. Believe me, I get that. I understand that you've had your pain. But comparing it to the atrocities that happened in World War II is uncalled for. We're arguing about Anne Frank, a young girl. We're arguing about if she had white supremacy when her life was treated as that of a cow. There is no supremacy to that anywhere. At all. Well, let me go and get to the third one, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. This final one says, the debate going on just shows how much the white race is willing to deny their privilege and claim the suffering real minorities face every day. Okay. When did I bring that up? When did I bring up that I am suffering something that some minority class might suffer from? When did I bring that up? All I've brought up is that you are comparing one atrocity with a completely irrelevant, not even possible to compare atrocity. And I am willing to admit that slavery was bad. But if you want anything to change, if you want any help with this, if you want society to progress, we as a community need to realize that it's over. It is done. Okay? Yeah, maybe African Americans can be seen with fear by some people. I don't see that. I can understand why. When you look in the big cities and there's all kinds of shootings all the time by gang people and gangs in general, and it's stereotypically African American. Could that be what I'm seeing as the black underprivilege? Maybe that the stereotype is that. I can see where the fear comes from. And I am not saying that there is no such thing as some sort of white privilege. I'm not saying that is fake. At all. It could be, very well. But did I choose to be born white? Is it my fault that I was brought into this world Caucasian? Is that something of my own fault? Obviously not. So why blame me for something that somebody that I am related to did? Just because my mom and dad got together and their family tree had some dark past doesn't make any difference about who I'm going to be. I mean, heck, look at almost any family tree. I guarantee you there's going to be somebody in every single family tree that has done something horrifically evil. I guarantee it. And when we focus on race as hyper focused as we are, this is what we get. We downgrade Anne Frank's suffering, a dead girl who had so much love in her own heart. I'm going to end this off with a quote from her, but the end all be all is that Anne Frank suffered things that we can't explain. Every human being that has been through every human being has been through suffering at some point, very much varying degrees. But if we decide to communicate amongst ourselves who's had it the worst, we will never progress as a society. We need to fix problems instead of trying to compare who has it worse. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Peace.